And just like some of the other stuff when I go through, this is the method for solving it. Okay, I want you at least to be able to refer to your notes and find this, because I'm going to show you another method, just strictly using your calculator, okay, that may be easier, but again, you have this to fall back on, at least with the understanding of what all the information is. Okay, how can we use our calculators to do the same thing? If you open your calculator and you go to the Y editor and you type your equation in exactly as it appears in your Y editor. Again, it needs to be in standard form. So negative 2x squared plus 8x plus 6. Hit enter. Once you have your equation entered into your calculator, you can look at the graph of it. Now, you may have to change the parameters of your viewing window in order to see everything, but when you hit graph, okay, now, do I see my vertex here? Do I see it in my window screen? You guys might, but do I? No, so what I need to do is change the viewing parameter. So under window, so green diamond F2, everything looks good except I can't see the vertex. And so I'm going to need to increase my Y maximum. Okay? And you just scroll down, change it. Again, I don't know that it's 14 yet, but I'm just going to write 20, see if that works. So when I hit enter, go back to my graph and look to see, will my graph show the highest point, the maximum point? Yeah. It does now. Okay, so once you can see this in your graph, you can now start to answer all these questions. And let's go question by question here and confirm what we got. Okay, behavior of the graph. Can you tell whether it opens up or down? Yeah, and you guys should be able to answer that regardless. I mean, you look at the leading coefficient. Okay, now let's say I want to find the vertex. I talked about this yesterday. When your graph opens down, is your vertex going to be the highest maximum point or the lowest minimum point? If it opens down, it's going to be a maximum. So you know, based on the behavior, that your vertex is going to be a maximum point. And conveniently, on your calculator, if you go to the math key, F5, there's a calculation built in to find the maximum. So if you click maximum, now you're going to do the same thing that we did before with lower and upper bounds. The lower bound just has to be the left of the point you're finding, the upper bound to the right. So right now are my crosshairs lower or to the left of this vertex here? Yeah, so it's okay. I can hit enter right now. This is okay for my lower bound. If you want to type a number in, you can hit -10 if you want. You remember us doing that with one of the other things. The lower bound, -10, upper bound, +10, or again, move your crosshair so that it's to the right of the point that you're looking for, and it's going to give you the coordinates. The coordinates are, again, the 0.99 repeating really is a 2, so 214 is your answer. Right? If you're doing something like this and your calculator shows this decimal form, and it's confusing to you, if you wanted to know, do you write this as a 2 or 1.999, just ask me. I'll come by and tell you. I'm not going to, I mean, if it's a fraction or decimal like 1.743 or whatever, write that out. But if it's confusing to you or you're not sure, ask me. This is equivalent to the value 2. You can just, it automatically put it here, but you can use the left and right keys, or you can just type in a number. So if I'm looking to find, let's say the maximum again, lower bound, if you just type any number, so if I type 0, it's going to move my cursor right here to 0, so it'll put it on this. And then if I type the number like 10, it moves it over here. So all I do for the lower and upper bound is I type -10, hit enter. For the upper bound, I type 10, hit enter, and it gives me the maximum point between those two values. Okay, so I knew my behavior of the graph. I just now found my vertex, so I can sketch that point. Okay, I need to find my y-intercept. The y-intercept also very easy. You shouldn't need your calculator for that because it's just this constant. But if you wanted to verify it on here, what you could do is you could go to F5 again and type in value, which is the very first key. And the y-intercept is where x coordinate is what? 0. So if you just type in 0 for your x and hit enter, it'll give you the corresponding value. So we can find this one. The axis of symmetry you need to be able to find on your own. It's just a vertical line through the vertex. So it's x equals whatever the x coordinate of the vertex is. And then the last step to find one other solution point. Once again, if you go to the F5 tab, choose value, which is that first highlighted one, and then just type the number that you want the graph or the equation to evaluate for. So we did 3. So if we just type in a 3 here and hit enter, it's going to show us what the corresponding y is, 12. And so you can label all those points that you would need. So whenever I see this, I'm expecting to see the following points. I'll see the y-intercept labeled, the vertex labeled, and then one other point on the opposite side of the axis of symmetry labeled as well.